This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 252, How Eating Nuts Can Help You Lose Weight, by Dr. Mary Jane Brown with AuthorityNutrition.com, and I'm Dr. Neil. For those of you living in the States, a very happy 4th of July to you. Welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. This is the podcast where I act as your very own personal narrator and read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online, including Nerd Fitness, Ben Greenfield Fitness, and as of this week, Ross Training, and Authority Nutrition. Now, if there are any authors that you read from and would like us to narrate for you, definitely come by and let us know. You can get in touch with us at oldpodcast.com. Authority Nutrition provides daily articles about nutrition, weight loss, and health. Everything they write is based on scientific evidence and written by experts, but in plain English so it's easier to understand. And you know I'm a big fan of scientific evidence. They have a team of over 10 contributors and have meal plans and a lot more on their site, so make sure to check them out at authoritynutrition.com. Now, before I jump into today's post, a quick story that you may find funny. I didn't, but here we go. Over the weekend, I went to one of my best friend's 10th wedding anniversary. First of all, I couldn't believe 10 years has flown by since he's been married. He has 2 kids. I still can't believe one of my best friends from high school has 2 kids and has been married for 10 years. But anyways, I saw his mom there, and I hadn't seen her in a long time. She actually used to cut my hair when I was in college. It didn't look like she recognized me. I saw her, she looked at me, but it didn't look like she knew who I was. So I walked over to her and I said, "Hi, Debbie, I'm Neil. I'm one of Sean's best friends from college and high school." And she cut me off and goes, "Oh, Neil, I didn't recognize you. You look so much older." So when somebody tells you that, I always wonder, how do I respond? Thanks? Gee, I guess time hasn't served me well? Yeah, she was like, "I didn't recognize you. You don't have that baby face anymore and you look so much older." Awesome. I guess that's a compliment. I should have just been honest with her and said, "Debbie, I don't have the self-confidence for you to tell me those kinds of things. So I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that." All right, that's enough of me. Let's hear our first post from Authority Nutrition as we optimize your life. How Eating Nuts Can Help You Lose Weight, by Dr. Mary Jane Brown with AuthorityNutrition.com. Nuts are extremely healthy as they're packed full of nutrients and antioxidants. In fact, they've been linked to a wide range of health benefits, including protection against heart disease and diabetes. However, they're also high in fat and calories, causing many people to avoid nuts out of fear that they're fattening. This article looks at the evidence to determine whether nuts are weight loss friendly or fattening. Nuts are high in fat and calories. Nuts are high in calories. This is because a large part of them is fat, which is a concentrated source of energy. 1 gram of fat contains 9 calories, while 1 gram of carbs or protein contains just 4 calories. Nuts contain mostly unsaturated fat. This type of fat is associated with protection against many different diseases, such as heart disease. I'm going to share with you the calorie and fat contents per 1 ounce serving of some commonly eaten nuts. And by the way, 1 ounce is equivalent to about 28 grams. Walnuts contain about 183 calories and 18 grams of fat. Brazil nuts, 184 calories and 19 grams of fat. Almonds, 161 calories and 14 grams of fat. Pistachios, 156 calories and 12 grams of fat. Cashews, 155 calories and 12 grams of fat. Because they are high in fat and calories, many people assume that adding nuts to their diet will lead to weight gain. However, as I'm going to mention in a second, scientific studies do not support this. Regularly eating nuts is not linked to weight gain. Several observational studies have found that regularly eating nuts is not associated with weight gain and may even prevent it. For example, one study looked at the diets of 8,865 men and women over the course of 28 months. It found that those who ate 2 or more portions of nuts a week had a 31% lower risk of weight gain compared to those who never or rarely ate them. Also, a review of 36 studies found that regularly consuming nuts was not linked to an increase in weight, body mass index or BMI, or waist size. In controlled studies where participants had to stick to a strict diet, the addition of many different types of nuts did not cause changes in body weight. More importantly, in studies where nuts were added to the diets of people who were able to eat as they liked, nut consumption did not lead to weight gain. That said, a small number of studies have reported that eating nuts was associated with an increase in body weight. However, any increase in weight was very small, and it was much lower than expected and tended to be insignificant in the long term. Eating nuts may even boost weight loss. Several large observational studies have found that more frequent nut consumption is associated with a lower body weight. It's not clear why this is, but it may be partly due to the healthier lifestyle choices of those who do eat nuts. However, human studies show that including nuts as part of a weight loss diet does not hinder weight loss. In fact, it often boosts weight loss. For example, one study of 65 overweight or obese individuals compared a low-calorie diet supplemented with almonds to a low-calorie diet supplemented with complex carbs. They consumed equal amounts of calories, protein, cholesterol, and saturated fat. And at the end of the 24-week period, those on the almond diet had a 62% greater reduction in weight and BMI, a 50% greater reduction in waist circumference, and a 56% greater reduction in fat mass. In other studies, calorie-controlled diets containing nuts resulted in a similar amount of weight loss as a calorie-controlled nut-free diet. However, the group consuming nuts experienced improvements in cholesterol, including a reduction in the bad LDL cholesterol and triglycerides. This benefit was not experienced by those consuming the nut-free diets. Nuts can help reduce your appetite and increase feelings of fullness. Adding nuts to the diet has been linked to reduced hunger and feeling full for longer. For example, snacking on almonds has been shown to reduce hunger and cravings. In one study, over 200 people were told to eat a portion of peanuts as a snack. The result was that they naturally ate fewer calories later in the day. This effect was greater when peanuts were eaten as a snack rather than at a main meal. It's thought that their appetite-suppressing effects are likely due to the increased production of the hormones peptide YY or PYY and or cholecystokinin or CCK, both of which help regulate appetite. The theory is that the high protein and high unsaturated fat content may be responsible for this effect. Studies suggest that 54 to 104% of the extra calories that come from adding nuts to the diet are canceled out by a natural reduction in the intake of other foods. So in other words, eating nuts as a snack increases feelings of fullness, which results in eating less of other foods. Only some of the fat is absorbed during digestion. The structure and high fiber content of nuts means that unless they are ground up or chewed completely, a good proportion will pass through the gut undigested. Instead, it's emptied into the bowels. As a result, some of the nutrients, such as fat, won't be absorbed and are instead lost in feces. This is another reason why nuts seem to be weight loss friendly. In fact, studies have found that after eating nuts, the amount of fat lost through feces increased by 5% to over 20%. This suggests that a good portion of the fat in nuts is not even absorbed by your body. Interestingly, how nuts are processed may have a large effect on how well nutrients like fat are absorbed. For example, one study found that the amount of fat excreted in the feces was greater for whole peanuts than peanut butter or peanut oil. Roasting nuts may also increase the absorption of their nutrients. Therefore, the absorption of fat and calories from nuts is likely to be the least when you eat them whole. Nuts may boost fat and calorie burning. Some evidence suggests that nut consumption may boost the number of calories burned at rest. One study found that participants burned 28% more calories after a meal containing walnuts than a meal containing fat from dairy sources. Another study found supplementing with peanut oil for 8 weeks resulted in a 5% increase in calorie burning. However, this was only seen in overweight people. In addition, some studies show that among overweight and obese people, eating nuts can increase fat burning. However, results are mixed, and better quality studies are needed to confirm the link between nuts and increased calorie burning. The bottom line. Despite being high in fat and calories, nuts are incredibly healthy. Regularly eating nuts as part of a healthy diet is not associated with weight gain and may even help you lose weight. However, it is important to exercise portion control. Public health guidelines recommend eating 1 ounce or a 28-gram portion of nuts on most days of the week. For the healthiest option, choose plain, unsalted varieties. You just listened to the post titled, How Eating Nuts Can Help You Lose Weight by Dr. Mary Jane Brown with AuthorityNutrition.com. A while back, someone actually sent me a question with regards to whether peanuts make you fat. And so this article hopefully answered that question. The author of this article, Dr. Mary Jane Brown, is absolutely right in that nuts often get a bad rap. Oh, I won't eat those. They're so high in fat. I looked at the nutrition label. Oh my gosh, if I eat just 1 ounce, which is like a small palmful, if I eat just 1 ounce, I'm going to get so many calories. There's no way this is going to help me lose weight. But like she said, when we look at the data, consuming nuts can actually help prevent you from snacking later on. Because I'm familiar with these studies, what I have been doing is eating about a 1/4 cup of nuts whenever I get home from work. It's kind of my snack before dinner. And I used to be a potato chip or tortilla chip snacker, so nuts provide that crunch, and I know that it's most likely helping my body as far as especially cholesterol because, again, of their fiber content and their healthy fats. So it kind of satisfies that snacking urge that I have when I get home. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, well, I heard that some nuts are better for you than others. Like Brazil nuts are higher in saturated fat. So while yes, this is true, macadamia nuts and Brazil nuts are typically higher in saturated fat when compared to really anything else, peanuts, pistachios, walnuts. Those nuts are still okay to consume in moderation. Yes, 1 ounce servings is considered to be moderation, but again, for me, I go up to a 1/4 cup. Any more than that, and it's probably too much. So basically, if you like cashews, if you like pistachios, if you like these foods, enjoy them. Just limit it to, I would say, about a 1/4 cup a day. Now, a little reminder, if you like this show, you'll definitely love the other 4 podcasts in our family. They're similar in that they read to you from popular blogs, but from even more topics. We'd love it if you show some support to those shows too. Simply search for Optimal Living Daily in the same place you're hearing this podcast. For those of you in the States, I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. I'll see you on tomorrow's show where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this show and Optimal Living Daily, the brother podcast of this one. Literally, I'm Dr. Neil's brother. If you like the format of this show, you'll love Optimal Living Daily too, where I also read to you from blogs, but cover other topics like personal development, finance, and minimalism from bloggers like Derek Sivers, The Minimalists, Zen Habits, and many more. So for more amazing content read to you for free, come subscribe to Optimal Living Daily too, and together we'll optimize your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Health Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.